be some Kubusa view. It is another such a best year, that's it. You call Kumasi question, you call his year, mention question that close out to your car. Also by a Santania the Chefa. Or see, Clora see, not to buy him as I tell you, Chefa. Now, say NDC buy if you want to hear that shit. Yahoo shared it also check the beer for the I don't know say just because of that. Yeah, that's it. Our contact you be. Now, poor you be. Shame Obia you be. Also, you be. Over the airport, people that die say international airport. Meboa. Munkona munko head and NAddo yes you. It is a net. NAddo aba na obekate soda. And then central for what celebrate ha. What we consider radio so the MPP about them. So I just Suame Interchange. I just Suame Interchange the corner of Santa Mayo. Mukasa mumwe. Mukasa mumwe. And yet Suame Interchange in Kwa and a yet Kumasi Kwine. A big grand be Miami Baba Quatia, Quabre. As one soon. Now what goes and Jordan now consider radio so I say now what I Suame Interchange. Now do I know other social about form I'm the Suame Interchange. Now me do send central for me going to discuss. Oh my going to discuss. Oh my going to discuss. Oh say mutie. Na muti anya mwanwa sa o start at the social form say we see our fear a chance that obi who said that apeja na NAddo dey social form no all konkra koye gada adwa no mam obi a NAddo obi mane ko try radio say e dey social form kra ye hu hye a portion dey say answer na NAddo da kwaku for do obesi afri abenja no so no na interchange wo Suame no na ebi ni Ghana ha na interchange e wo Suame no na ebi ni dey Comfort Hospital enu echire ko bi a maternal unit wo ho na NAddo dan kwaku for do be free so no na sa de ma awoka oba okodo na esu bi ni Ghana biu. Nano between quite collaboration and that's why me buy na me koka chance ma ba also we call him me Kumasi say hey me show when here e be kakra play this start say airport am ma grab you na e be so the kind say me need to come I say Kumasi dey back grab to be down from afar me ho capital do kra na kabinya ka e ba ha na nya airport beboa ya koka to so no boanka NDC for buy person ko the start dey no bu ye it's all so ha you be cause and patre ni ahwe the NDC for ye na e be danyame ase say NDC for bu nyeri papa bia fa message o mama it be masiba no charge o mama e be say obejira Kumasi odidi yatem no ye we fi ye ka bi kire no ye be kire no nyansa ye ka bi kire no by betche no say kasa e wo say hote beboa your mama be jira hadi bi yatem man ti say chamtro for the titi radio so kada e bi kra so mo ante na NAddo ka so ba ni aso de pa ni aso de sisi wa he bia me pese be catch on say o pa ba ya baba ba ya santimaya enu ani MPP abai na NAddo se president Kufuor wie ya sekada nyame ma na NAddo to aso a Kumasi e fe the golden city yenya efie nwotwe na anka ho nti e be fe ye Bola city na Bola agi ba bia and na NAddo ba mu Bola de bio mu ko re do si ro klase se ma ye nye boni aye asante e won kaye ma me ye nye den boni na asante wo de kaye asante kaye ni se ye be ko so ta MPP achi sama This is Jacob for the Sifri Sobra. If it's a baby Joey, Metwaka, I mean to push me to that. So, what about to Obama and this now pass Tea? If it's a Yako to Abano, a conform player, Juma man, Babuno, no Musi over consistent watching. Yadi Refi. So, come watching, I don't know, Doom Kania. It's come watching again, I had a Yako Nanyamia Boy, Nanyamia Shrai, Nefian Adriani Empada. Next year, Munia Nanyamia said, NAddo was here. Nay, there are no friend, no me, my home. Miss Samo Radio Station for the Omonia and some Papi no Moka, Omudi Jobusika, Momonian Cop. Now, yeah, it's yes, Antibamo, dear. Yeah, MPP. Yami Shom.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Bosan Kasiepa Fama and Kania Ura. He never disappoints. Chairman to me will describe that airport as kitchen airport. Kitchen airport. Same Openia on the Rebecca say, and a car parliament or a parliament. And then NAddo, he has risen to the position of vice chairman at the Commonwealth Parliament. Yabagana, Onona, the leader for government business, the leader of parliament, the majority leader, minister for parliamentary affairs, the member of parliament for the good people of Suame, the Sompahele of Suame Nananoma Trakonya. Ladies and gentlemen, Suame for Yamfa de Samo, and now Neto Mesafe, the Honorable Doctor Osei Chei Mesa Bosu. Choboy, leader.
Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, the Regional Minister for Roads and Highways, colleague members of Parliament and ministers, the National Chairman, MPP, Regional Chairman, MMDCEs, the Chief Imam, and urban roads, feeder roads, any Ghana, Akwanyi Mpenimfo a yɛhyia ha, any contractors a amobeye adwuma President Ede aso ebebo from ame ahya ase ne party mpenimfo amanfo a yɛhyia ha. Emreko na President Juma also kodie one Regional Security Council any soldier for mpenimfo nkoma na also mkodie no amamreko kakra. President ofi hanso a utiari na echi akọ nsuta. Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe seven so asane bebre emu achire ntimi kasa pi kasa me kasa enyina ye kakra bi a meka djuma ye bedi ne me eye interchange a ye bepa ho ntoma ne dia so abofom no o se asida ne de ma ye president baby a yakodro yi interchange ye ehon hyehyeye ebro mfie mi ensani eni apem so a nyame adom enena abrewa ayipoma ekwan mu a president de aso bebe fom senior Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe kan ye no aban ba ye enokwa ye nyema bebre akwanye o President Kufuor obaye anse ya kwai ayifoɔ mpanimfoɔ wɔ ha president kufuor baeɛ ɔman nyinaa kwan a na wɔ mu kekesi anim a na yɛ borɔfo kwansini mpem aduasa nkron 39,000 kilometers president kufuor kɔ no na emu atra kɔsi 69,000 kilometers NC baeɛ ɔmbɛyɛ bi kan ho 69 no ɔmo so pagya mu ɛkɔ 78,000 kilometers.
All right, so good afternoon. You've been watching live pictures from the Suame area in the Ashanti region where President Akufo-Addo is visiting the region. The president started his tour of the region on Sunday. Today, the president has a very busy itinerary. And as we speak now, he is in Suame where he will be cutting sword for the Suame Interchange. And the ceremony has already begun. So many personalities have gathered at the ceremony. Just before we came on air, you were watching the majority leader Osaichi Mensah-Bonsu speaking to the gathering. Shortly, the president will be speaking and we will be bringing you live pictures and live coverage of the president's address even before he cuts sword for the Suame Interchange. This production is by the Ministry of Information live here in Accra. We're also live on GTV, City TV, Addo TV, Metro TV, Wezo TV, ETV, and if you're listening to us on radio, this is Asasi Radio, Happy FM,
Richmond
as well as
Radio.
Sound Radio in Wa. My name is Kweku Obenje, welcoming you to our special coverage of the President's regional tours. And this week, we are focusing on the Ashanti region. Let's cross over now live to Suame, where our man Wilberforce is standing by.
Radio.
Even before the President speaks to the gathering and moves on to cut sword for the Suame Interchange project. Wilberforce, good to have you again, once again. So take us through what has been happening even before the president performs the sword cutting ceremony.
Indeed, Kweku, I can tell you that there is very huge expectation here in the Ashanti region, specifically Suame in Kumasi, where the indigents have been waiting for the president the last 3 or so hours for him to come and cut the sword for the commencement of the construction of the Suame Interchange and its complementary projects. I can tell you, like you have said in your preamble, President Akufo-Addo is already here. Some officials have spoken, and we are anticipating the address of the Minister for Roads and Highways and also the President of the Republic, NAddo Akufo-Addo. Once the President delivers his address, he will come behind me where I am standing, where the tractor is, and he will do the symbolic sword cutting for the commencement of the project. I have been joined by some rather strong men here in our republic, one in the Ashanti region and the other at the national level. And so I have with me James Amu Goffred. James Amu Goffred is the Director of Urban Roads for the Republic of Ghana. And so good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you. And then Engineer Nana Poku Ajman is the Director of Urban Roads for the Ashanti region or for Kumasi. He's also here with me. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Thank you very much for joining me. First of all, the people who are watching us essentially want to know exactly what the Suame Interchange project is about. What would you say is that particular interchange? What is it?
Well, thank you very much. Suame Interchange, as we've always known and expected, is one of the major bottlenecks in the network of Kumasi. As you do know, Kumasi has a ring road, and some of the intersections of the ring road has been improved. Suame is next in line, and we are upgrading the runabout into a 4-tier interchange. And together with other junctions, like Abreport Junction, Crowfroom Junction on the ring road will also be improved, which will also improve on the Ofinso Road, the Anomanje Junction into an overpass, the Swamini Road Junction also into an overpass, and Busukura Junction into an overpass. The idea is 20 years after the plan has been done, it's important to review it and make sure that once we do Suame, the whole network is relieved considerably.
Indeed. So you mentioned that it's a 4-tier interchange. That will make it the second of its kind in the Republic.
Yes, the second of its kind in the Republic of Ghana, and also in the sub-Saharan Africa beyond Joburg.
So apart from Johannesburg, South Africa, where there is a 4-tier interchange, Ghana is the only country that has one, which is the Pokwasi one. And then you are saying that subsequently, with the completion of this project, we are going to have a second one in Ghana.
Yes, one will be the second 4-tier interchange in Ghana.
Indeed. All right, so stay with me. I'm going to come back to you. Let me come to the Urban Roads Director in Kumasi, and that's because this interchange is going to be right in your jurisdiction. So to tell us briefly, how do you think this interchange, once completed, will improve road transportation in the Kumasi metropolis?
Thank you very much. As was said earlier by my director, Engineer Mogofred, there's a critical intersection or a critical junction in Kumasi. And I'm sure you no doubt believe that those going to Adra beyond Mampong, those going to Ofinso, that's the northern part of the country, and even those plying the Sunyani road through the western bypass, all go through Suame. So it's a critical intersection that will relieve most commuters or both residents and non-residents passing through Kumasi of this. There's something we call decongestion, because there's a lot of congestion here where we see people always plying their routes. And this is also hub to the famous Suame magazine, which is an industrial hub. So it's going to improve the socio-economic well-being of Kumasi and also improve rider comfortability and accessibility. Once that is done and it is relieved, you see that travel time will also be reduced, because those going up north, going beyond Adra, those going beyond Sunyani will have a reduction in travel time, because a lot of people converge there, as you can see right behind me, because of this constraint or congestion. So when we do the 4-tier interchange, we are going to grade separate. There's something called grade separation. So those going to Crowfroom or going to the CBD, Adra, will all have their own routes they will be saying. But now they are all competing at the same intersection. That's why we have the congestion.
Okay, so
we are going to do grade separation and we are going to decongest. It's a full cloverleaf interchange. And once you have full cloverleaf, you are grade separated at all 4 tiers, and that will read off.
Okay, so briefly take us through the tiers, and I'll come to you and talk about. I'll come to you, Director, to talk about the plan for congestion and all that. But take us, if you look at the first tier, the second tier, and the third tier, if you go out of your mind, tell us which of the people will be using the first or the ground, the first tier, the second tier, the third, and the fourth.
Depending on the orientation you're coming from. The ground will be for those who live in Kumasi. Somebody going to the central business district, but they all apply through here.
Yes.
And now the second tier will be those going to Ofinso, the northern sector. Third tier you have the Mampong route, and then the fourth tier you have the Sunyani route. But then again, it all still depends on the orientation you're coming from, because somebody will be at the first tier wanting to go to the fourth tier, and that's why I said there's great separation, because you can go through all the angles. A classical example is the Sunyani Road, the Sofola interchange. It's a full cloverleaf interchange. So whichever section you are coming from and wherever you want to go, there are 4 quadrangles that you can exit. They are called exits. So there are exits at each tier that will let you go either up or down, so that it frees movement. But now we have only one section or one ground, one tier.
Everybody is competing for the same space.
That's why because now when you do here, approaching this runabout now, everybody will have to stop for the other one to go through, and that's why you have congestion. Okay. But the beauty of a 4th tier or a full global interchange is that you have exits or quadrangles where you can exit and then you grade separate all the traffic.
Great. All right, so let me come to you again, Urban Director, and to quickly indicate that we are told there are structures, existing structures, currently in this enclave, which are going to be affected by this construction. Particularly, we are told there's Suame police station and all that. Has there been any compensation? Is there any plan to help? I'm told there's a Methodist church around here. There is other places. What is the plan as far as these existing structures are concerned?
Well, as is expected, the road is going to be widened, and it will affect structures that are within the right of way, and there's some expropriation that will be done. Normally, we will have discussions, and we've indeed started having discussions with all the persons that the project are affecting, be they individuals or companies. So yes, we will value the structures, the portions affected. The Land Valuation Division of the Lands Commission will give us values and offers to them. We will reinstate the government facilities, and the private ones compensation will be paid, so that nobody is worse off when the project is done. The idea is to make sure that we relieve the place of traffic, of congestion, and also ensure that the local business of the area is enhanced and not denied.
Indeed. And so, and I think that I should bring this question to you, and maybe both of you can take it. And that is, when there is such things taking place, it will obviously affect traffic, because people are going to have to continue moving, continue doing their business while the construction is going on. What is the game plan on the ground to make sure that in the course of the construction, this is taken care of? Maybe let me come to the Urban Director, then I'll come to you.
Well, this project, as we are trying to explain, is in two components. The first component is the widening of the into 3 lanes, and also the overpasses at Suame New Road and it also includes a lot of local roads that will be done. The idea is to be able to connect all these major roads so that people will not have to come to the interchange to go about their business. And this will also afford us the opportunity to work under the interchange when we are starting. So a general traffic management plan is in place. However, we will be modifying the plan as and when we move on.
Okay, so I get the understanding that there's a game plan on the ground to make sure that congestion will be eased with the outer development and the connections. Then you will now concentrate on the main project, which is the 4-tier interchange. Great. I think that sounds like a plan. Okay, so let's come back and talk about cost. And I think that in terms of cost, I probably will still have to come to you and all that. So in terms of cost, people are interested. How much is this project going to cost us? Who is funding the project?
Well, the component 1, which is the Suame Interchange, Abreport Junction Underpass, and Krofrom Overpass, together with the widening of the ring road and other ancillary works, is estimated to cost around 140 million euros. Component 2, which I explained earlier, is expected to cost about $40 million. Component 1 is being funded by Deutsche Bank, and component 2 is from the Afri-Exim loan that government contracted recently.
Okay, all right. And so in terms of contractors, I've seen 2 names. What are the role of these 2 contractors? We have Rango, and then it looks like a Spanish company. What are the roles of these 2 companies?
I mean, as was said, I mean, this is an international project. The Rango is a local contractor being supported by the Spanish contractor. So it's a fusion of both a Ghanaian construction firm and then a Spanish firm. At the end of the day, what we seek to do is to have this delivery. And to add to what Mr. Amos said, I'm sure people are of the tendency that when we are doing construction, there will be traffic. And that's what he said on the traffic management plan is put in place. We'll discuss with all the major stakeholders. The media will be in place, so we'll tell people where to use as alternative routes when they are finished, and those are the complementary routes. So once those are done, we'll put the traffic on those alternatives so that we rid this place of any construction, because people would have the tendency of complaining during construction, but that has been taken care of. So that's the social aspect of it. It is taken care of, and both. You have a fusion of both a local contractor and a Spanish contractor, because you need a local contractor. They know the local setup, the expertise, and then of course when there's a Spanish contractor, we did that so that there will be a technological transfer of skills from the Spanish component to the Ghanaian component. Because at the end of the day, maintenance will be done by the Ghanaian contractors.
Indeed. All right. So if you're just listening to us, we're coming to you live from the Suame runabout here in Kumasi, where the President of the Republic, NAddo Addo, is currently on location. And his assignment here, as part of his 3 or 4 day tour of the Ashanti region, is to commission, or to cut the sword, I should say, for the commencement of construction of the Suame Interchange and its complementary projects. I am in conversation with 2 officials in our country, one from the national level of urban roads under the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and one from Kumasi and Indigene as far as urban roads is concerned. I have asked them various questions about the project and about the constraints that it will bring to people and all that. Now, let's talk about the scope of work and the length of this project. How long is it going to take you to complete this project?
Well, as I said earlier, the project is in 2 components. We're starting with component 2, which is the widening of the Ofinsu Road. We are widening for about 3 kilometers, which goes into 3 lanes. The idea is we should be able to separate the traffic going beyond Bremai and the traffic within the local traffic in Kumasi, because there's a lot of business activities along the stretch, and we have to enhance it, not make it worse. So we are going to do this widening of the lane together with the overpasses and the local roads, about 15 kilometers of the local roads as phase 1. And that is expected to not exceed 2 years, probably less. The second component, which is the 4-tier interchange and the intersections at Abripo and Kulfrum, will take a maximum of 3 years to do. So hopefully within 3 years, all this would have been completed fully.
So I get the understanding that between the first and the second components, they are all starting simultaneously.
Yes, they are starting concurrently.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we are in 2022, and give or take, you are looking at 2025. Yes. You should be able to have completed this project.
Yes, significantly before the end of 2024. We are hopeful that the phase 1 will be completed fully, because we need to finish all these complementary roads to relieve the intersection itself of traffic. So yes, we've given ourselves that time, but we intend to work faster to be able to finish in good time.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So before we wrap up, to pick the President's address, currently the Minister responsible for Roads and Highways, Amwakwata, is addressing the gathering. After he has finished speaking, President Akufo-Addo will speak, and all of us will go and listen to the President address the people of Suame. You remember that about 3 months ago, which was the 18th of July, 20. Yeah. Indeed, on the 18th of July 2022, some persons in this community had occasion to attack the minister responsible for government business in Parliament, who is also the member of Parliament for Suame. Now, 3 months now, exactly the 18th of October, 3 months after that incident, the sword is being cut by the President to commence the construction of the Suame roads they were complaining about, and the other complementary projects surrounding it. So some people have said that perhaps it is just serendipity, but I don't think it is. Let me come back to the officials who are here and to continue our conversation before we go and pick the President's voice. And I come to you again, sir. You are here locally. Apart from this interchange that is going to commence, there are other roads in this jurisdiction in Kumasi that people have been complaining about. You know them better than I do. What are the plans for the remaining projects that are yet to be completed in the area?
I'm sure you no doubt listened to the regional minister when he said together there are a couple of projects that are being undertaken by various contractors, both local and international. And Kumasi had seen recently the commission of 100 kilometers of inner roads by contractor UK. We've also had a lot of 50 kilometers being done by Grana from Portugal. We've also had local contractors like Messrs. Joshua, Simane, Kofi Job, Atachi, Jasmo, doing other complementary roads in Greater Kumasi, asphalt overlay and surface dress. And we have also the EDIF loan that is being constructed by Messrs. Joshua. But of course, Kumasi, as we speak now, Kumasi Metropolis has the greater number of roads. So it is expected that still we have good roads, they are fair roads, and they are also poor roads. And for us at DUA, what we have done is to always undertake inventory to know the condition of the roads and then send them to the various headquarters, the Ministry of Roads, to get contracts. So it is still ongoing. Kumasi has the Sunyani Road and the Sofa Line ongoing. We also have the Kumasi Roads and Drainage Extension Project with an interchange at Atonsu, that's the high school junction, also coming up. These are very major road projects that are currently running. This is being funded. The one at the Kumasi Road is being funded by Agence Française de Développement. Sunyani Road project is being funded by the government of Ghana. And this, as was said, the Afrexim, Deutsche Bank, and GOG. So there are a couple of roads going on. We cannot finish constructing all roads in 4 years or within anybody's jurisdiction. But of course, even the ones that we have, we continue to do what we call routine and periodic maintenance so that we know that the road stands the test of time. And of course, even that, with asphalt overlay and surface drainage, every road has its lifespan. After 20-25 years, all the asphalt will have to do what we call asphalt overlay. So we do continuous maintenance so that we improve the rider comfortability and the road condition survey of all the roads in Kumasi. So there are a couple of roads going on, but this is the highlight because this is, as you said, it's much talked about. There have been a lot of hula baloo about Suame, and I think when the president has a sort today, it will bring to rest the lot of doubts that people have in their minds.
Okay, so I see that you set up, and very soon I'll wrap up with you. I'll be speaking with some other officials. Let me wrap up with you, sir. And I've seen that you've done some setup over there. You have the designs and all that. After this ceremony, what are you going to be taking the president through at the setup there?
Well, thank you, man. You see, our road projects do not happen in a vacuum. A lot of studies have been done in the past, and the outcomes of studies are the ones that we are doing. Way back, about 20 years ago, we did a study which, with the objective of improving the traveling in Kumasi. And as a result of that, we've done the Suame Interchange, we've done the Sofa Line Interchange, we've done the Lake Road Interchange at Asokwa, and Suame is the next. A whole lot of other works have been done. So we'll take the president through how we have arrived at where we are now and the other things that we are doing, what we are doing today. And as I said, 20 years ago, the study was done. 20 years now, we have to review it and make sure that whatever we do is fit for purpose and will meet the needs of the traveling public. So that is what we explain to the president and show him a model of what is done and also a video showing the movements of on the 40 interchange.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Director of Urban Roads. And I want to get the name right, James Amu Godfrey. And then the Head of Urban Roads here in Kumasi, Nana Opoku Ajimai. Thank you very much, guys, for speaking with me. Now, so we're bringing you a live coverage of, so yes, gentlemen, you can go and continue with your duties. We are bringing you a live coverage of President of the Republic, NAddo Akufo-Addo's tour of the Ashanti region. He is engaging with the various communities in this region, as he has done in other regions in our country. And he is stopping over now at Suame, where he's going to be cutting the sword for the construction of the Suame Interchange. Now, beyond here, President Akufo-Addo will go to Insuta, close to Mampong, where he's going to be commissioning a maize factory under the One District, One Factory. My colleagues, Akwesi Ensia and also Sami Riafe are there, and they will pick up with you when the president arrives there. I have been joined by two other gentlemen, and let me quickly get them to introduce themselves. Gentlemen, please, with permission, please come and stand here so that we are able to work out. Your name and what role you play here?
I'm Kofi Owusu-Umah, GCPP Ashanti Regional Chairman, Domestication.
Oh, Domestication. Okay, all right. The name again is Kofi. Kofi. All right. Your name and then what role you play?
My name is Richard Borden, 2016 Parliamentary Candidate, Menchia South, and Regional Communication Director, PPP.
PPP. All right, so I have two political parties here who are joining us to share their thoughts on the developments in Suame. So let me start with you, Kofi. What will be your attitude towards the commissioning or the cutting of the sword for the construction of the Suame Interchange?
My brother, thank you for the opportunity, and we are glad to have NAddo as president. You see, we are in difficult times, and if you see the roads he has been doing for Ashanti region, especially. See how we are suffering about the distance, the traffic, and indeed, he has shown that MPP is capable to lead Ghana. Seriously. You see, we had a COVID. And yes, of course, we had a Russia-Ukraine war. And look at how it has done to our economy. And still, he's trying to do more for Ghanaians. That means he thinks outside box. So, NAddo, we thank him for...
All right, Eddie, this is Kofi. Kofi is the GCPP representative. And then let me come to you, sir, and also tell us... this construction that is going to take place, obviously you have some thoughts to share about what it means for the people of Suame and for that matter, the people of Greater Kumasi.
Thank you very much, my brother. When you talk about government or politics, it is about three things: development, infrastructure, and like progress in a community. This Suame roundabout is a very, very huge highway within Kumasi. So people coming from Suame, Tafo, Menshia, Sofola, they all take this route. So it will be a great opportunity and privilege for the president to construct this interchange for us. So for us here in Kumasi, it is with great privilege to see this project coming on. It will help and ease the traffic everywhere here in Kumasi. So we are most grateful to the president for doing this for us.
Indeed. You see, Kumasi na yawono. Eti Asante for Chrome de yeka Asante for Kasa. Eti was a yeti mede kasa no eba krom na yeti mi church mu eti me pesa uchire mu wotwi say project ya ye kwan ben so e na befa so aboa Kumasefo Asante man
when you are on say project bar first in the boa e businesses e be man grow fast and indeed we here you free enough we here have enough for eba traffic no ano dey and where go half and other regions no omu ina pass it through Suame enti president I think friends outside but I'm young who say or vision and then I'm telling you say I'm say 40 years right yes. 40 years and then where's a fiscal edifice I'm among who say President Sumba and idea who did just Suame went to Suame there I think say they will never forget your friends and NAddo.
Indeed. All right. So, President Akufo-Addo, Omanpehin NAddo Dakwa Akufo-Addo, ebe kasa, ewaha, eti yede efidie no, ebe ko baby President wano, na ye yina ya ko tie Omanpehin NAddo Dakwa Akufo-Addo enumasem. So we are Honorable Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, and Richard Ahiagba, our Director of Communications, my MPP, Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, our Member of Parliament for Suame, Omo Beba, near normal Atuchen Komo.
Eminent clergy, Christian and Muslim, Ashanti Regional Minister, Minister for Roads and Highways, and Member of Parliament for Atiwa West, Majority Leader, and Member of Parliament for Suame, the Member of Parliament for Old Tafo Prakono, Member of Parliament for Kwabri East, and the Deputy Minister Designate for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Director General of SIGA and Chief Executive Officers of State Agencies, Metropolitan Chief Executive for the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Municipal and District Chief Executives, Chief Director of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, Bafo Addo Jamfi Kumanini, Nana Kwapre Hene, representing Otufo Asante Hene, Bafo Kote Kutin Saman, the Otosumi no Nana Brema Hene, Nana Safo Kantanka Apo, Otufo Pintinka Hene, Nana Duanse Bekwe, Suame Odikro, Nana Che Dabanka, Anumanje Utikro, Nana Owusia Prango, Boshe Hima, leaders, various transport unions, the national chairman, regional chairman, and executives of the ruling New Patriotic Party, residents of Suame, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen, Babesre to say, Minister Amakwata, the master and Mamma me, Akawe or Poto Casamu, they're making a cop baby or Ghana, and they said, Ubia phone, no, yes, Makako from Akabibia, Mempe. I'm happy to be in Suame and to see to the fulfillment I made of the pledge I made to you last year when I came to the region and said that the construction of the Suame Interchange will commence this year. As you already know, when Akufo-Addo promises, he delivers. And I'm glad to join you today to cut the sword for work to begin on the Suame Interchange and complementary roads project. The Suame Interchange will be the first 4-tier interchange in the Ashanti region and the second in Ghana after the Kumasi Interchange, which I commissioned on 9th July 2021. Once completed, it will address the perennial congestion experienced around the Suame roundabout and improve urban mobility within the greater Kumasi metropolitan area, and will consist of the following: a 4-tier interchange at the current Suame roundabout, an overpass at the Abreport junction, an overpass at Krofrom junction, an overpass at Anumanji junction, an overpass at Magazine New Road junction, and an overpass at the Busia Krowa junction. As you can see, it is not just a one interchange project, but a 6-in-1 interchange project package, the first of its kind in the country. Apart from this project, government is tackling critical road projects throughout the country in a holistic manner, so that every part of Ghana shall have quality all-weather roads. In the Ashanti region alone, the Akufo-Addo government has completed asphalt overlay of 295 kilometers of roads since 2017. Some of the beneficiary areas include Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, that is in Suame, Nishayaso, and Bantama, Asokwa, Uforikrom, Kwadaso, Suame, Otafo, Asokore Mampong, Bekwai, Obuasi, Edweso, Drabe, Setre East, i.e. Efidase, Asante Mampong, and Echima in Webiaja South. Again, government has completed the construction of 100 kilometers of local roads in Kumasi, which was undertaken by MS Contractor. The beneficiary assemblies are Kumasi Metropolitan, Asokwa, Kwadaso, Uforikrom, Suame, and Tafo Pankrono. In addition to the 100 kilometers of local roads I just mentioned, the Department of Urban Roads has completed another 75 kilometers of town roads in Ashanti, including Bekwai Town Roads, Kwamo Town Roads, Menshia Town Roads, Brokroom, and Edwiso Kwaso Town Roads. The Department of Feeder Roads has also completed the upgrading of 68 kilometers of selected feeder roads in the Ashanti and Western regions, a project which was undertaken by Monsieur Sino Hydro Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the completed runs, the following works are also ongoing. The Kumasi Roads and Drainage Extension Project, which is 97% complete. The works involved in this project include the upgrading of the Lake Road into a dual carriageway from the Coca-Cola bottling plant to Dompoase, that is 3.5 kilometers, and the lining of the seaside stream for 2 kilometers. The construction of a modern terminal at Dompoase, which is part of the project, has been completed and commissioned. It is expected that the entire project will be completed and commissioned by the end of the year. The works are being undertaken by Messrs. China Henan International Corporation, Chico, and funded by the Agence France de Développement of France. Another is the construction of the Kumasi inner city roads, which involves the rehabilitation of another 100 kilometers of local roads in Kumasi by Messrs. Sino Hydro Limited. The start was cut on 25th March 2022, and the works are so far 15% complete. The emergency rehabilitation of 12 kilometers Etimetim Masi Abu Abuja Road. As of 12 kilometers, the upgrading of the 49-kilometer Asankare Krofa Dransa Road and Krofa Brentukron Madida Road. The entire road is sealed. The contractor is NAG Fairmont. The upgrading of 40.3-kilometer Amantima Junction Rioso Seche Road. The reconstruction of the 30-kilometer Arian Kwanta Obuase Road, which is 90% complete and will be completed by the end of this year, 2022. The upgrading of the 31-kilometer Jintimuoso area roads and asphaltic overlay of hilltop roads of 31 kilometers, which is 75% complete. The upgrading of the 8.7-kilometer Kwapia Ruoso feeder road, which stands currently at 52% complete, and the asphaltic overlay of the 10.5-kilometer La Subjunction to Agric Inzima and other feeder roads project, which is 30% complete. Ladies and gentlemen, the construction of the Suame Interchange is going to be undertaken by MS Grupa Dizima of Spain and Rango Construction Limited, a Ghanaian company. The complementary road component will be undertaken wholly by the Ghanaian firm Rango Construction Company Limited, with supervision of the entire project being the responsibility of the Ministry of Roads and Highways through the Department of Urban Roads. They are to ensure the country gets value for money, as well as ensure strict adherence to completion dates. I urge the contractor to put in place the necessary traffic management measures to minimize any inconveniences the construction works will bring to commuters and pedestrians. In spite of our present difficulties, which I know will be overcome sooner than later, I continue to be excited about the future prospects of our nation, and I urge all Ghanaians to join hands in building the Ghana we want. We can realize this if we all work at it. And I want to know my ankles and papa if I'm who was at the medu. Baku, when you know any about the guase, every ne, not churchy, but I was with me, and Shamunia. And our homeland Ghana, and make her great and strong.
Bawsam Kasiapa from Ghana Mampani. Bawsam Kasiapa from Ghana Mampani. Nana Yami Israel. Samei Yabama, the Ashanti Regional Chief Imam. Abompaye Tiawa Israel and Neneko Bebe.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله Nana and Laura the topic empire topic be by message give thanks and praise,
and momentarily he will be coming out of the Suame police station premises to symbolically cut the sword for the construction of the Suame Interchange behind me where I am standing. I've been joined by Richard Ahiagba. Richard Ahiagba is the Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party. And it is the New Patriotic Party which has formed government in our country today, led by President NAddo. So just to quickly ask you, Richard, some have accused your party of not doing so much for the Ashanti region and even beyond. With the commencement of this project, do you think that it vindicates government in any way?
Well, thank you very much. Greetings to everyone. I think the president has been working very hard since Sunday when he came. I've been part of his tour all around. But today is a key moment. It's a key moment for several reasons, because the Suame Interchange is supposed to be part of a number of interchanges connected to form a ring around the Ashanti, mainly Kumasi metropolis. And all of it, if you see, the MPP from President Kufuor's time has undertaken major construction work here in terms of road infrastructure. The NDC
Welcome back to our studios here in Accra. You're watching a live coverage of the President's regional tours. This week we are focusing on the Ashanti region. The President began a 4-day working visit of the Ashanti region from Sunday. Today he is at Suame, where he's just about to cut sword for the construction of a Suame Interchange in Suame in the Ashanti region. Earlier, the President addressed the crowd just before the sword cutting ceremony, and before we came on, you saw the interview with the Director of Communications of the governing New Patriotic Party, Mr. Richard Ayagba, with Wilberforce Asare. We'll take you back to that interview, but just to take you through another itinerary for the President today. The President will be attending a Durbar of Chiefs and People of Nsuta, where he will also be commissioning the District Assembly Complex. The President would then commission a maize processing factory under the 1D1F, and then also inspect an Agenda 111 hospital project in Nsuta. So that's the itinerary in Nsuta in the coming hours. The President, shortly after cutting sword for the Suame Interchange, will move to Nsuta for these activities. Once again, let me just take you through. He will be taking part in a Durbar of Chiefs and People of Nsuta, after which he will commission the District Assembly Complex. He will then commission a maize processing factory under the 1D1F, also in Nsuta, and then inspect the Nsuta Agenda 111 hospital project, which is ongoing in that particular neighborhood. So that's how the rest of the day looks like for the President as he concludes day 3 of his visit of the Ashanti region. Shortly we'll take you back to Suame, where the sword cutting ceremony is just about to conclude. Earlier the President spoke to the gathering. You also heard from the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwasiamu Akwanta, who also addressed the gathering and provided some more details about similar projects that will be constructed. Right now though, we will hand over to Wilberforce Asare, who is continuing his interview with Mr. Richard Ayagba.
It's something that has suffered from the NDC propaganda. As we speak, there's a total of 336 contracts, which are road construction contracts that has been given, and over 1,250 kilometers of road has been done here in Ashanti region. So if you are talking about development in Ashanti region, this government has done unprecedented work, and it is left for us to be able to diffuse the propaganda and tell our story the way we have to tell it, so Ghanaians, especially Ashantis, will realize. But the key point I want to make finally on this question is that, look, the MPP exists for all of Ghana. The question the NDC is asking, or the others who are in doubt are asking, is to say that the MPP is fixated on the Ashanti region. We are not. We believe that this is our stronghold, but we are giving development to all of this country. So maybe we need to sit and talk about every work that this government has done all across Ghana. And I just gave you a challenge. Any NDC member should come and tell me. I am from the Volta region, and you know that you come and tell me how much work in terms of road infrastructure that they have done. The road from Accra to motorway roundabout all the way to my hometown was constructed by President Kufuor. NDC should tell me that, and it goes to Ketu South, which is their World Bank. Tell me if they constructed that road. So the question for us is not about which part you are developing or which part you are not developing. It's about developing Ghana, and we are engaged in that business.
Indeed. All right, so President Akufo-Addo will be stepping out from the stage pretty shortly, and he will be coming all the way to where we are standing. You can see a huge crowd waiting for the president to come and do the symbolic sword cutting. Now, there is a tractor parked there. There is also a bit of sand. There is a shovel that President Akufo-Addo, yes, President Akufo-Addo is currently inspecting the scope of the work and the project. So the official briefing on exactly what the project is going to be about, what they are going to be doing, and then after that briefing, President Akufo-Addo will step out and come and do the symbolic sword cutting for the project. And so this is a Ministry of Information broadcast where we are following on with the president on his Ashanti regional tour. He began this on Sunday and he's continuing that today, Tuesday. He will complete the Ashanti regional tour tomorrow, Wednesday, the 19th of October 2022, and will proceed subsequently to the Eastern region to continue with the tour of the Eastern region. Currently, President Akufo-Addo is being briefed by the project consultants and what have you about the ongoing project, what they are going to be doing, the scope of work that is going to be done, how long it's going to take them to do it, and the plans that they've put in place to ensure that they execute the project successfully. Now let me come back again to Richard and to ask you this final question before I let you go, because I know you are going to Insuta. So beyond this project, what are some of the other things that you think the government is going to be coming up with, which will be very significant as far as the Ashanti region is concerned?
Well, thank you very much. There are a lot of projects that the government is still working on. Kumawu Hospital is there. Most likely it is done. I think what I hear is that there are some equipment being put in there. Generally, that will be done. You know, hospital will be done. This emphasis about yes, that people they want. Then they appear or somebody else.
All right, so you're watching live pictures from Suame, where President Akufo-Addo is just about to cut sword for the construction of the Suame Interchange. That ceremony is ongoing. As you can see on your screens, the president is being taken through the architectural design. Engineers are briefing him on the scope of work, how long the work would take, and of course other vital information about the construction of the Suame Interchange. And as you can see on your screens, the president is keenly watching on the screens what is being displayed by the engineers who will be constructing the interchange. The president is there together with officials, government officials, parliamentarians, ministers of states, CEOs, DCEs and MCEs, all keenly listening to the briefing from the engineers who will be constructing the Suame Interchange. Earlier, the president indicated that the Suame Interchange symbolizes government's plans of transforming the country's road infrastructure. The president said that in spite of the current difficulties as a country, government would not relent in bringing development to the people of this country. So aspects of what the president indeed said in his speech even before he joined the engineers for that briefing. Don't forget, the president will be cutting sword for official construction to begin. We'll hand over to Wilberforce Asari, who is speaking to the Director of Communications of the NPPA.
Suame Interchange here in Kumasi, specifically the Ashanti region. All right, so indeed, Kweku, I've been speaking to the Director of Communications. He has made his way away, but currently I am in the midst of the people who are all waiting for the president to come and do the symbolic commencement of the project. Auntie, maybe I try. Then NAddo bahanum and then who's so in Japan. Then put in NAddo baha.
I didn't buy and say interchange and I be piano and you tell a buyer and one tell mammy baha. I'm not for me for a niaje. I would be an ebe yamayan. No,
your auntie is also a dent also buy.
And then the niaje pa, obviously a president who are right. So they touch Amayan. It is by a niche and pania diaba, and it's in your way. You touch and your bob the brain and now for the shop one of Hanama to Maniaje pa. Sina Road, about 5 kilometers.
195 kilometers. The
Abedruha because of interchange.
And they were near Brepao. Yo, now what?
There's a number of friends in Addo. I'm not for your face. And I do an intimate and Maba. Mania Japan, but we're not telling him about it. Namisa NAddo. Obianimba who movie against Vanimba who against Joe.
I'm not putting up a panel.
Yo, so all right, so President, you've been hearing some of the indigents who have come here to observe the official sword cutting. NAddo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has just performed the sword cutting to commence the construction of the Suame Interchange. As you are seeing in your pictures, President Akufo-Addo has used the shovel symbolically to pick the sand and has thrown it to show that the construction of the Suame Interchange will commence anytime soon. And so the people of Suame, as you heard them speaking, are excited about the commencement of this project. Some are saying that they have prayed for several years for this project to start. Others are saying that they have been anticipating the commencement of this project since the Akufo-Addo government came into office. And finally today, the project will start. Even though it is going to take about 2 to 3 years to complete, the people of Suame are saying that they are very, very excited to wait for that period to ensure that the project contractors and consultants can complete this work and complete it well. And so from Suame, here in Kumasi, President of the Republic, NAddo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has performed the ceremony to officially commence the construction of here in the heart of Kumasi. If you have any doubt, you can think about and also Kaneshi. Those are what you can say the center of the city. Indeed. And so when they're coming into interchange, they believe that Kumasi is going to turn on a new leaf. It is going to become a very open community where business people can go about their businesses very, very easily. They can engage in commerce within very reasonable periods of time, and they believe that going forward, this project is going to reshape the Ashanti region and make it indeed the second biggest city in the country that it is. So, President of the Republic, NAddo Akufo-Addo, will now depart Suame and will make his way all the way to Nsuta, where he has other engagements. It's been a very energetic ceremony, and that's because the people of Suame, after protesting 3 months ago about the project not starting, about bad roads, and about the challenges that commuting in this area has posed to them, they now have been given a relief by making sure that the commencement of the Suame Interchange and its complementary projects get started. And so from Suame here in Kumasi, we've been bringing you a live coverage of President Akufo-Addo's tour of the Ashanti region, his stopover at Suame here in Kumasi. My name is Wilberforce Asare, and I will hand over back to you, Kweku, so that we can continue with this coverage.
All right, Wilberforce Asare live from Suame in the Ashanti region, where President Akufo-Addo has just cut sword for the construction of the Suame Interchange. The president is now moving to Nsuta for a number of activities. The president will be attending the Deborah of Chiefs and People of Nsuta. He will also be commissioning the District Assembly Complex, and then will commission a maize processing factory under the 1D1F before inspecting an Agenda 111 project also in Nsuta. It's still our live coverage of the president's regional tours. We are focusing on the Ashanti region. My name is Kwaku Obenji, and this production is brought to you by the Ministry of Information. You're watching us live on a number of media platforms, including GTV, Metro TV, City TV, Addo TV, ETV, and of course on Wezo TV. You're listening to us on radio on Happy FM, Asasi Radio, and Tonson Radio. We will go for a quick break and take you live to Nsuta for all the big activities involving the president. Do stay with us. Don't go anywhere.